waiting.
All right. And we are live.
Yes. I see.
Let me see. I'm waiting for it to come up on the other side because it's got all the links. But it takes like, 10, 15 seconds. Here we go. Now I can mute it. There we go. Hi, Johnny. How you doing, sweetie? Although they probably still can't see it yet. There we go. Oh, I can see your comments.
I can see my comments.
But you don't have to do that, sweetie, because they can hear you. You can just say hi right to them. You don't have to put it in there.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. Hi, Maria. Maria is Lady Night.
Hi, Maria. Sorry, I was like, it's a little awkward for me, but that's all right. We'll get through it, right?
You can say however you see their names or whatever. It's cool. Okay. No big deal. There's some of them I don't remember because of, too many drugs in the 60s or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Before I was ever even born.
I think it's more probably that there's so many. Yeah. Hi, Jessie.
Okay, see, I'm not seeing that yet.
She said hi to you in the chat.
Oh, hi, sweetie. How you doing? So we have Jessica here with us today from Pagan Pathways.
Hi,
so
everyone.
Happy to have you, honey.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Wonderful. And if you guys didn't already know, Jessica is the one who contacted me about doing the Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays. So yeah, she's also like the lead on that as well. So if you'd like to partake, contact her or contact me on that as well. And let me just really quick put your channel. Let me just find it here really quick. In the chat so people can easily go to your channel as well.
Thank you.
No problem. There we go. Oops. Let me pull it back up because I can't see again.
It's on there. I can see it on my
end. Hi, Jen. Oops, I'm looking on the wrong. There we go. I was on the other one, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, because if you watch it on the other one, it's like definitely a delay. So
it's showing up on my laptop really quickly.
Oh, that's definitely slow for me. But my main computer is still Wi-Fi here too. So it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I love the triple moon up there in the triangles. Yeah. Did you make those, sweetie?
I did, and there is a tutorial on my channel for that.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's something I love about your channel. You have
that's
all tutorials and stuff like that.
Yeah. I do love doing tutorials. That's all Dollar Tree stuff. Almost all the tutorials I do are from Dollar Tree because it's affordable for everybody. I am definitely a bargain basement Betty, for sure.
I love that. I love it. I love the stuff that you do. Did you do a video of your last
I did. I posted it yesterday.
With the hanging stuff?
Oh, I did. I posted it yesterday.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So
ready whenever you.
Why Pagan Pathways? Why did you name your YouTube channel that?
Because I'm not Wiccan, and when I first started my path, people were very demanding on what you should or should not do. And then I discovered other pagan paths that fit me better. And I feel like as a pagan, we should come together as a community, and therefore it's Pagan Pathways. Not one religion is the only religion. All of them matter and all of them count.
Right on.
So
I love that. And how long have you been? Is this your first channel?
It is my first channel.
Okay. So you've been on for, how long has it been on YouTube?
9 or 10 years, but I didn't really do anything with my channel except for like back then when I first got it, I just made some music videos, and Marie Bruce's music, she's amazing, by the way. I did her videos and music to her videos, which I don't get paid for, she does, and one of them even has 1 million views on it. And then I never did
Very
anything
cool.
else. Just her videos are on my channel, which is what helped it grow to what it is. And then a year or so after my son died, I decided to do some videos, and then I couldn't keep up with it. And now I'm like full tilt in. So I do videos every week.
Right
So
on.
it's been there a long time, but I didn't do anything with it up until the last 2 years.
Yeah, gotcha. What is the direction that you envision for your channel going forward?
I just like to put up witchy natured stuff and DIYs.
Lots of great DIYs. You guys are going to love it. Definitely check her out.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. That's what I'm here for. So, how would you label your spiritual path then, sweetie?
I'm very eclectic. I take from a lot of other paths and make my own. My great grandmother was full blooded Cherokee Indian too, so I do try to do a lot of stuff from her side. She was world renowned, which is really weird for her day and age. Like when she died, people from all over the country came. She was considered a witch by everybody, but she did not consider herself that at all.
Wow. What did she consider herself? Just like a healer or?
I I think for her it was just so natural because she was Native American. She was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. So and she traveled around a lot, and her background was doing all the Native American spiritual stuff, but people on the outside looked at her like she was practicing witchcraft when she really was not, in her view.
Right, I gotcha.
She
Right, I
definitely
gotcha.
was a believer in God, one God, and stuff like that. And she just, a lot of Native Americans are into believing in just one God. And then they do practice a lot of spiritual things in much the same way we do, but for them, it is not
Mhm.
witchcraft. So,
I gotcha. I think it's just labels. That's all it is. Just
yeah,
putting a label to
it
something,
is.
even though it might be exactly the same thing, people are afraid of labels, which, I mean, I think they can limit us. So I get it. I really, really do. But
Well, I mean, if we think about the time that it was, she was really brave because she was married to a black man. And we're not talking, my
oh,
grandmother was born in 1938. My great grandmother was born in like 1919. So the times then was completely different than they are today. So she was super brave
yeah.
and she just did whatever she wanted to. I love that about her.
Right on. Go, grandma.
Yeah.
So, do you use divination? If so, what types do you use?
I do. I use a pendulum. I use the Ouija board, which I know a lot of people have problems with, but I think a lot of that has to do with what Hollywood done with the Ouija board. They're not anywhere near as bad as what they're depicted. So I do use that, and I also use my tarot deck. So
Okay. And do you have a website?
I I just have my Facebook page. Like I have a Facebook business page for Pagan Pathways, and then I have a private group for Pagan Pathways, which anybody can join if they want to.
Okay. So for anybody that's watching through YouTube, because I'm actually on StreamYard, but if you look down below this video, down in the description, I've got Jessica's Pagan Pathways YouTube channel. I've got her Pinterest. I've got her Ko-fi, her Facebook group, and her Instagram all down there. All links to all of them, okay? So please
Thank
go and check
you.
them out. You're welcome. So, do you know what your tarot birth cards are?
I have three. The Sun, Wheel of Fortune, and the
Mhm.
Magician are my birth cards.
So I take it you're also
I
a life path one then.
Yes. Yep. My
Okay.
life path is one, which I didn't know that stuff until you sent me the questions and I looked them up. So I was actually pretty excited to see what all of that meant.
So you did go and find a place where you got like meanings for the different life path numbers and all that?
Yes. And it said mine is for creativity, originality, and confidence. That's my life path number.
And do you feel like that's accurate for you?
For the most part, yes.
Awesome. Isn't
I
it
have to
funny
have
how that
creative
all works
outlet.
out? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
You are extremely creative. I
I
loved your fairy garden. I
oh,
loved it.
thank you.
I really want one just like that. I'm serious.
Really,
I want
that
one just
fairy
like
garden,
that.
all of that stuff come from the Dollar Tree, all the way from the dirt
Mhm.
to all the little things. They have such a big collection. So, and my
Yeah.
granddaughter was in love with it.
She is so cute. Oh my gosh.
She's a sassy little
So,
thing.
oh, does she take after her Grammy?
I mean, yeah, but she calls me Mimi.
Mimi. Okay, gotcha.
All my grandkids, I have 5 grandkids, and they all call me Mimi.
Gotcha. So, what is your sun sign?
Oh, Libra. I'm a
Libra.
Libra.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you by any chance know what your rising sign and your moon sign is?
I'm a Leo. I do know my rising sign is a Leo.
A Leo. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha. So, do you have a current favorite tarot card?
Um, I would say the magician. I've drawn him quite frequently lately, so I do think that that applies. I was questioning some things, and you know, he signifies that you're on the right path, but and you have the will and determination. You just have to do it. It's fitting for
Right.
me at the moment.
I was just talking with my sister about the magician because she had also said that the magician was like one of her cards that she felt that was
Mhm.
like one of her favorites. And I had not known this before like a couple of months ago, but after reading, what was it? It was either the Tarot of the She or it was the Marielle Tarot. I can't remember. But they had attributed the magician to Enoch before he had, well, actually, like Metatron. But I didn't
Mhm.
even know that Metatron, the Metatron angel, was actually um, Enoch before Enoch was taken early by God. So the moment that Enoch seen like the full glory of God, it changed him into Metatron the angel. I thought
Mhm.
that was pretty clever. And so the magician is attributed, or that's who like the magician is in the tarot. I thought that
Mhm.
was pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. So do you know what your significator card is?
I don't. And
Okay.
I don't. Does everybody use those? I heard that's kind of
No.
hard to use that card, and it changes or something. I don't really know. I do
Yeah.
read my tarot cards, but I'm a beginner with this deck, especially, and it's been years since I really was full into reading tarot. Like when I was 16, which is when I started this path, I read tarot a lot, and then I just kind of didn't. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not real good at tarot, just to be honest.
No, 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 that's cool. See, the thing, in my opinion, about a significator, it's like when you're sitting down and somebody's doing a reading, and you can look at a card and go, and know the meaning of that card, right? Or the
Yeah,
characteristics of that card and say, oh,
right,
yeah, that's like my mother in law. Okay. Or that's my sister. Or
right,
that's that guy that I just met the other day. That's
right.
pretty much what a significator card is.
Okay.
But they base it on a few different systems. So with you being a Libra, which is funny. I just had this conversation with my sister, who's also a Libra.
Yeah,
So you could either be Justice card, you could be the Queen of Swords, because Libra is an air sign
right.
and the swords is the air. Well, for most people, some people don't see it that way, but for the majority, I think, see, air as swords. So you could be the Queen of Swords. Or have you ever had your personality test done through like the Myers-Briggs testing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. if you had, there's also something through there that it'll tell you what your personality type is. And there's another site you can go to and it'll, associate that with a certain card. And
Right.
they usually only use the court cards for that, not usually the major arcana. But
Right.
I say it's however you feel, and I think it does change. But that's just my opinion. So, do you have a favorite current tarot deck that you're using?
My Gilded Tarot deck by Barbara Moore.
Cheryl Marchetti and Barbara Moore?
Yeah,
Do you have that right there with you?
I do. I made sure I got it out because I know you're one of the tarot people. And Jen, I think you're right that when we start something young and then we go away and come back, it clearly has a pull on us. She posted that in there.
Yeah, because I think Jen was one of those people also that had started it when she was young and then left it for a while. Am I right, Jen? Almost positive I heard you say that in one of your videos.
Yeah, my back looks just like yours.
Yeah.
These cards are
And what
actually.
about these?
Is that the devil card?
Yeah.
I think mine looks a little different than that. Let me look. I gotta find it.
Because see, mine actually was Cheryl Marchetti and Ellershaw, but mine was the Easy Tarot Handbook plus the Cheryl Marchetti cards,
Mine
not the
came with
Barbara Moore.
the Tarot Companion, and this is a really thick book with so much information. And I think I only paid $40 for this deck, so I mean, I feel like I got a really good deal.
Yeah.
And look, I have all these things in there to mark. Like
That's
all the
awesome.
pins on the side here. I was trying to find the
That's
devil
awesome.
card because I think mine is slightly different than yours. I don't know. I just think these cards are absolutely beautiful cards. Nope, it is the same.
Yeah.
So
They're
it is the same
stunning.
deck. Huh?
This was my very first deck. It is stunning.
My
Yeah.
very first deck, my ex-husband threw it in the trash. So I know he did. But he's my ex-husband though, so there's that.
It was because of that act, wasn't it? Shame on
No,
him.
but
I'm
that
just
didn't help his
joking.
case any.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought, Jen.
Mm.
All right, let's see here. Is that the deck that you're currently working with? Is
Yeah.
the Gilded?
Yeah.
And would you consider yourself a collector? And if so, how many decks do you have? Do you know?
I'm not. I have 4 decks, so I'm not really a collector. I don't use the other decks. One of the other witchy pages on here sent me a deck, and forgive me because I cannot remember her name. I wish I could because I think it was something she sent it to me, and I have not started with that deck, but I will do some looking up on it. And then I have 2 other decks, an Angel Oracle deck, and then I have the Fairy Oracle deck that Summer wanted, and I was going to send it to her, but she wouldn't let me because she said it was worth like $200, which I have no idea. I've had it for years, and
Wow, so
so
nice.
and they're just over there on the shelf. I do use this one. I even took this to Ohio when I just went. This deck in my book.
I like your bag too. That's pretty cool.
Wish, I think it was like $5, and that was with shipping. It's not expensive.
Wow.
But I am
nice.
making a new tarot bag, so we'll see how that comes out.
Very cool.
Actually going to be very simple to put together, I think. Not difficult at all.
They're not difficult. No. So, do you currently have a favorite book or artist?
Christine Feehan is my favorite author, and I read all of her Carpathian novels. There's like, I don't know, 30 of them. I buy them as soon as they come out, and I don't even care that they're $40 for a book.
So those are like your like gods and vampires and stuff like that. Love stories, right?
The Carpathian novels are about a race of beings who are very vampire-esque, but they're not vampires. They only have half their soul. They have to find their soulmate to regain color and feel feelings. And if
Oh,
they
wow.
kill while drinking blood, because they do drink blood, they turn into vampires. And in those books, vampires are wholly evil. And then they have to go around and kill their brethren who's turned to vampires. And they need their female half to be their anchor and their lights. I mean, it's actually, I love her books.
That sounds pretty cool. I think my
Yeah.
sister was reading those too. You Libras should hook up, I'm telling you. What about artist? Do you have a favorite artist? That
Not,
could be
no.
musical too.
Well, I'm not really huge into music. My kids, they get real mad at me, like when we'd be in the car and stuff, because I'm like, I need it to be quiet and they want to blare music. I just
Mm,
not. I do listen to some pagan music. Like I said, Marie Bruce, her videos are on my channel. I absolutely adore her. And those are she's very pagan in nature. All of her songs are. So there's another song I listen to, but I don't know who does it. It's I Walk with the Goddess. I absolutely love that song too. It's on YouTube.
I think I heard that over on Trish's channel. Witch of the Dismal Swamp.
I love her.
I think
Mhm.
Trisha is awesome. I
Yeah,
love
I
Trish.
love watching her. She's so authentic. I love that she's such an
She's
authentic
so
person.
bright. I mean, I think of the sun when I think of her because she's
Mhm.
such a bright person.
Yeah,
She
I
just
agree.
doesn't care. She says it like it is,
Yeah,
but it always is coming from a hearted place. You can tell she's just
yeah,
good people.
yes, she
Yeah,
is. I agree 100%. I love watching her videos.
yeah, me too. Which I did an interview of her maybe like 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah. Let's see. Do you have a current TV series that you are enjoying?
I just finished Schitt's Creek, which by the way is hilarious. I don't know if you ever heard
Oh,
of it on Netflix. It's called Schitt's Creek. Funny stuff. And they're always so awkward. And they were very rich, lost all their money, and had to go live somewhere else. And they have children, but their children are actually like 28 and 30. So they should have lived
okay.
on their
That's
own.
what I'm
So
thinking.
Schitt's Creek is very funny. And then we just finished that. And then I've just started Ozark.
What are, the very first of Ozark, the first
Yes.
season?
Yeah.
How far are you into that?
I think I'm on like episode 6, so not very far. I don't watch a lot of TV. At
What do you
night, I
think so
might
far
get
of
one
it?
episode before I fall asleep.
What do you think so far of that?
I definitely like it. I like the twists and turns. I think that it's going to be a good series, something that will hold my attention and I'll watch it. I'm desperately awaiting for The Handmaid's Tale to come with the new season. I love that one too.
I love that one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. She is one strong woman,
Oh,
right? To go
yes,
through what she does. All
yes.
of them are. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
To think of a future like that is scary. Oh,
I don't know if I'd be able to hold it together. I think they would have killed me off a long time ago because I would have been killing people. Like
me
I
too.
hate to say that, but I don't think you could hold me down and make me do what they make those ladies do. I would have just lost my shit and killed people.
Yep.
It's
And then they
wrong.
would have had to have taken you out, right? Me
Yes,
too. They'd have had to take me out because I'd be killing as many of them
agreed.
as I could.
Yes,
Yeah. We
or
would
take
be
my
teaming
children.
up,
They would have
okay?
oh, there's a loss. They would have had to kill me to take my children. There's just no
Yeah.
way. They're mine. I gave birth to them, and yeah,
Yeah. I hear you.
that's terrifying stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So do you have a favorite witch movie or series
I
that
love
you have
Practical
watched?
Magic. I love watching Practical Magic. I think that's such a cute show.
Yeah. I love that movie. What
Hmm.
about any series? And it doesn't have to be anything current,
I
like
mean, I absolutely loved Charmed. I've seen the entire series a million times. And if I was to go watch it right now, my husband would be like, Jessica, no, we've seen this already. And I'd be like, shut up. I can watch it. No, I just love that show. And I loved all of them on there, all three actresses. I even like Shannon Dorothy. I hated when they took her off, but it got okay with Paige. So I did
Yeah.
like that show.
Did you have a favorite of all the sisters?
Phoebe was definitely my favorite.
Phoebe?
Hmm.
Yeah. She definitely kicked some butt. Yeah.
She did, and she
It
would
was
take like
always hard for me to pick which one I liked
hmm.
best.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
Piper was
know.
a very strong mother type after Prue died, and I when she died, Piper really had to take on a new role, and she became a very
Hmm.
strong woman as well. They were all strong women. I think that's why I like it so much. It really just shows the strength of a women and what we can do.
One of my favorite episodes of Charmed was when they became gods, like Roman gods. Do you
Yes,
remember that one?
yes.
When she was like, I think she took on like Zeus, and she was like massive power, lightning and thundering. And I was like, oh yeah.
She was like the earth goddess. She was an earth goddess. I can't remember which one. She took on the goddess aspect, like to rule the earth.
I
That's
mean,
why
she
she
was a goddess, yeah, but I mean, her powers were like that of Zeus because she could do like lightning and thunder. She was starting storms. Yeah. I do remember another one though, where she
Mhm.
was like Shiva, where she had a whole bunch of hands.
Yeah, that's when she
I
was
love her.
pregnant or just had the baby, I think, and she was trying to take care of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I really loved Prue too, though. Who wouldn't want to be able to have like do telekinesis or
Mhm.
astral projection? You
Right.
know, that's
Right.
pretty cool too. You know, yeah, I loved them all for different reasons. But and have
Yeah.
you watched any of the new ones?
I started it. It's just I feel like they should have named it something else or it did lineage. I don't know. I just don't care for the way that they did the new one. I don't even like the white lighter in the new one.
Harry.
Yeah.
His name is Harry. See, I
Yeah.
like it. I think it's good. It was hard in the beginning, but after you see more of the storyline and how there's been many sisters throughout history that have
Mhm.
taken on being the charmed ones. I mean,
Right.
many, many, many,
Right.
and all kinds of different lineage. And I just, but it is completely different. It is a lot different.
I
So,
did
I mean, if
watch
you
it a
were
little
really
bit, but
loyal, it's hard.
I just haven't kept up on it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not big into TV, and if it don't catch my attention, I'm probably not gonna keep going.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite season of the year?
Yes, summer is absolutely my favorite season. I love summer. I love the heat. I love being outside, and when it's cold, you just can't do that as much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maria says, Lady Night says, I will not watch the new one. I want to remember the old show.
Right. I feel like they would have been better off naming it something other than Charmed. It could have still been a spin-off and they could have still done the storyline, but it just shouldn't have been Charmed. It should have been something else.
Or maybe like the Charmed Witches or something. I
Mhm.
get it.
Right.
Yeah. It is good. I think it's good, but that's what I was talking about. Some people are very loyal to that first one that they're just like, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not
Well,
doing it, you know?
I mean, there was 8 seasons, and that is the longest running. Thank you. The longest running female-led show in history. It is. It's something. I don't.
Wow,
I'm all
really?
for empowerment of women, so I feel like that helps connect to something when there's a female-led roles.
Yeah. I didn't realize that,
Yeah, they
but
ran for
that's
eight
really
seasons.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they were witches, right?
Yes, that always makes it a plus. And
I love it.
I love how that they did where they had to slay the demons and they didn't make it where we were evil and ugly. And of course, the whole show's not completely accurate or authentic, but at least they tried to stay within a frame of what witchcraft is about. And what
Yeah.
most people, because I'm not going to say all witches are just like that. We're not all love and light, that's for sure. And neither were the charmed
Right.
ones. They had
Right.
their downswings and stuff like that, just like real life. So I mean,
Yep.
I guess I just really liked it. Like it was a
But
good
their
show.
witchcraft was definitely stemming around their emotions.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I am definitely a
Hmm.
proponent of saying if you're going to cast a spell, using your emotions is a great way to do that. Not in the moment when you can't control your emotions, but when you get your calmness together, you
Channeling it.
collect it and you take that energy that you've got built up from you and you're going to cast, you use that to propel it out.
Right on.
Emotional magic is one of the strongest forms of magic there is.
I think so too.
Mm.
Absolutely. So do you feel a stronger connection with a certain element?
I do. Water. It fluctuates and what's going on in your life, I think. And water has been super great for me since my son died. It deals with our emotions and what we're going through. And water is the one element everybody should be using right now in this crazy
Yeah.
world we live in.
Well, I would like to mention that you just did a really good video on the elements and, talking about each one of them in the Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you suggest to newer witches. If you haven't started working with them, start with water. So I thought that was
If
great advice.
anybody is watching and they're not familiar or we're working with the elements, I would totally suggest that you take 1 month, and it should be longer actually. But I mean, feasibly, in the world we live in today, people want to get through things very quickly. So I will just suggest 1 month of working with whatever element that you're working with right now. Get to know that element. The information I posted was extremely basic. There's so much more to know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's just the truth. So
I never knew until I just had to do that video
yeah.
about the A, E, I, and O. I didn't see anything about the spirit, but I wonder if the spirit was you, for the tones,
Hmm.
for the elements. I didn't know that. I thought, wow, but I do believe that things are vibration and frequency. So when I
Yeah.
read about that, it just like really put it together. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Hell yeah, this resonates with me.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Do
So
it. Do you like make sacred space and call the elements when you do so, or no?
no, I haven't done that. That's what I was saying in the video
Hmm.
that I'm making, and I don't have them right close to me. I don't know where they're at now. Oh, I'm making 4 of these.
That's
I'm
really correct, Lady Nina Avalon. It makes it difficult to wait, but we should. If you really want to know the elements, you should at least spend a month working with just an element. Like everything you do should be around trying to get to know that element. And if you've not called the elements during circle casting, I can't wait till you do, because you absolutely can feel them when you call them. You will know they're there. Look, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it because they are so prevalent in my life, and I do work with them quite frequently. I love the elements. I was super excited about that week, to be honest.
yeah. For me, I didn't know what I was going to do because I haven't done a whole lot of work with the elements, to be honest with you, because being new, and I'm not new to all aspects of it,
Right,
but certain aspects of it,
right.
the actual practicing. This was last year, was towards the end of the year, was my first year in really practicing. So working with the elements felt so much to me also like working with gods or invoking them. And I'm just not comfortable doing that. I'm not at that stage where I feel comfortable doing that.
Right, and
However,
you should totally not do something if you're not comfortable. You should be ready for it.
however, after reading that article
Hmm.
and using the circle, not necessarily as, invoking them. You don't have to invoke them, or at least my idea of invoking could be screwed up. But invoking always felt like I'm like taking those things inside of me. I don't think
Right.
I need to take those things inside of me. I feel like I already have those things inside of me. So I don't need to take anything else foreign inside of me. But
right,
working in unison with those things,
right,
yes, that's
right.
where I feel. So maybe it's the terminology thing that I
Right.
got
So
hung up on. I don't know.
when you're calling them, you're not calling them inside of you. You're right. Invoking is when you like if you're invoking, like I did the invocation to Bass. So when you're calling her, you're giving her room inside yourself. That is absolutely true. That definitely
Okay.
um I agree with what you're saying, but when you're calling the elements, you're not invoking them, you're calling them to stand beside you. I wish I had my binder right here because when we do winter solstice is my favorite holiday. And every year, lots of people come to my house and we do a big ritual and circle. And I wrote the calling of the quarters. I wish I had that. I don't know where all my stuff's at. Just like, I mean, I have stuff everywhere. Some of it's still in Ohio. I didn't even get to bring everything at this moment. So, but
Not a big deal, sweetie.
if I find them, I will send you a copy so you can see because I definitely talk about come stand beside me in there.
Yeah.
Like I call you forth and I ask you to stand here with me. And for each element, it's a little bit different, but it's all like stand here with me. Like they
Yeah.
have your back there with you. It's not invoking them. That is something completely different. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on these
Those
that
are
I'm going
really,
to be putting up in my witchy room. But
yeah.
like this one being fire, I had all fire elements around it, and I'm going to be creating an incense that I run through it and then create some spell work for it and then hang it, like charge it and then hang it up on my south wall
Well, look
and
who's
then do
being
the
creative.
same with
Where's
the
the
other
video
ones.
on those? Because I'll tell you what, that's really a neat idea.
Well, that was my elements. I showed it in my elements video that I just
Well,
did.
I only got to watch some of that because I was on the plane. Like I could
Right.
only do, I mean, that day was really hectic. So
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
watch as much as I could of each one of you, but I did not get through the whole video for everyone, just to be honest, because I was on the plane that day.
Yeah, no worries. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm starting now is with the fires, and I'm going to be doing one for each one in my room and have it in my magic room. It's
Hmm.
almost like I said, like creating my own magical universe,
Yeah,
so that like when I come in, anytime I do magic, I'm like strengthening and pulling from each of those elements.
absolutely.
So
It's
it's a work
nice
in
to have
progress.
it's nice to have sacred space, and we're going to do that video, remember? So if
Yeah.
people do watch my channel that's on here currently, you know that I went from Ohio to California and I went from my big 4 bedroom house into this camper, and I've
Mhm.
had to do that. So if you see behind me, I've created a space. It's just not so separate because at my other house I did have an entire room. Here I just have like
Yeah.
the front of the camper. But
Hey, you do what you got to do.
you make sacred space wherever you are, and any
You
way you
know?
feel like is the most sacred to you, because sacred space is really just a headspace, an area where you go and that's where you create your magic and you
Right.
feel comfortable doing so.
Right on. Hi, Olna. How are you, sweetie? Nice to see you here. So do you feel, oh yeah, I already asked that. Do you work with crystals? If so, which ones are your favorites?
I do work with crystals. Not like I don't make grids and stuff like that, but I do sometimes use them to amplify whatever spells I might be doing. I wear tiger's eye quite frequently. I do have purple amethyst that I wear and rose quartz. And then I have a lot of crystal quartz. Crystal quartz is the best crystal. It amplifies everything. So you put that with whatever you're using, it helps to amplify whatever you're trying to do. So I do. I have quite a few over there. I have lots of citrine, peridot, which are both good for money. And I'm not really sure what milky quartz is good for because I didn't have any, but on this farm, it's everywhere. So,
Probably like purity and
mhm.
innocence, like cleansing because of it being a white,
If
right?
you
It's
hang
like a
on a
milky
second,
color.
right outside the door, I have a great big chunk of the milky quartz, and I will show you what I'm talking about. It's everywhere.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay.
So this is a big chunk of it.
Wow.
Very rough, and this stuff is everywhere here. My husband has brought me up quite a few of these. So if anybody knows
Wow,
what
that's
quartz is
stunning.
good for, put it down there because I have no idea. But I know it's good for something, so I wanted to get it. It's got the veins going through it,
It
and it's
reminds me a lot
unpolished.
of howlite.
Huh?
It reminds me a lot of howlite.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is howlite. I don't know. I know about the few crystals I work with. I'm not very proficient in crystals. Now, herbs, that's where my stuff's at. But yeah, so
So
there's
this is
tons
what
of
it
it.
says about milky quartz.
Hmm.
Whitish and opaque, especially compared with clear quartz. They get us in touch with the hidden, invisible, elusive within us and without. They help us tap deep wisdoms and mysteries that have been denied and buried in both our culture and in our individual selves. How
Wow.
freaking awesome is that? Yeah,
So, I mean, I think, can you guys see this really clearly?
that's beautiful. I do see the sparkle. So I mean, I don't think that it's howlite. Howlite is a little bit, in its rough form, it's not like sparkly like that.
Right. And I really do think this is milky quartz. And it probably
Yeah.
has meaning of some other stuff in it. Like I said, I'm not real
Yeah.
proficient in crystals and gems, but I'm learning. I mean, I
Yeah.
know about the ones I use on a daily basis.
And there's so many out there. It's
I
too
know
much to try and memorize.
you need a whole binder just for crystals. I had to have a whole binder just for my herbs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So,
That's beautiful though. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
that's gorgeous.
Well, I mean, I have a whole bunch. So when I send you that rosemary, I can send some of that
Oh
with it.
honey, don't do that. That would be really heavy. That would be really expensive to
Um,
send that.
no, I wouldn't send you that big of a chunk. I have smaller chunks. I mean, there's
Aw, no,
other tons. But you buy those boxes at the post office and it's one
oh, the
price and it
priority.
fits in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. So, do you have any daily rituals that you do?
Not daily. No, I don't think so. More like maybe weekly and monthly. Like I really like to take ritual baths. Being here in the camper, those kind of slowed that down. But you can still do a ritual shower. It's just a little bit different. And every month, of course, I do stuff for the moon, especially the full moon. But sometimes it's a dark or new moon, depending on what I have going on. So yeah, more monthly and weekly.
Okay. And do you prefer coffee or tea?
I don't like coffee, but I do like tea, so it would be tea.
Do you
I
drink a
don't
lot of herbal teas?
I do. The only two, well, I do like black tea if it's cold, but for like hot teas, I like chamomile, lavender, and vanilla mix that I buy, and then I love a peppermint tea.
Oh, it sounds really good.
Yeah, peppermint tea is
Uh,
great.
yeah. Oh, I love the peppermint tea, but I'm talking about the combination of the lavender, vanilla, and chamomile. I
Oh, that's
have
delicious.
a chamomile. I have like lavender and lemon, I think, and then I also have a vanilla honey chamomile, which is really friggin' good.
Hmm.
But I've never had the lavender with those together. That sounds
I
good.
buy I buy it. I don't know if it's organic or whatever. Walmart sells it. It is
Yeah,
delicious though.
I'll have to try that. So, do you have any special skills or hobbies that you would like to tell us about?
I just do a lot of crafting. I
You
mean,
are
a
a
lot.
mad crafter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I make tons of things.
I love all your crafts.
But I
I
really
think you're
appreciate
one of the craftiest people that I've ever seen. I mean,
that.
seriously.
Is really
When
sweet.
Well, and I don't know how much you've shown on your channel in comparison to the one day that we were chatting and you
No.
started pulling all of your stuff out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is freaking awesome.
I was showing you lots of different crafty things I do on my channel. I typically just show witchy stuff because it is a pagan channel, so I don't really post any
Yeah,
DIYs unless they are witchy related.
yeah,
So,
makes sense. So, what is your favorite holiday or Sabbath?
winter solstice. I love the winter solstice. I've
What
always
is
loved.
it about it?
Um, During the winter solstice is when we let go of what no longer serves and we are bringing in new stuff. It's very close to the new year, and it's just when families tend to get together more, so a large gathering can happen very easily. And I celebrate both winter solstice and Christmas. So I don't let go of my old holidays just because of this, because I grew up with all those. I'm hot. I want my hair up, but I don't have my hair tied. I'm not just trying to play with my hair, but it's like having a scarf on. Anyway, so I teach my kids that stuff. They know I do a lot of stuff. I'm not really big on all of the holidays like Beltane and stuff like that, but I do the winter solstice, summer solstice, and both equinoxes. The very
Okay.
large astrological, important to our world type ones. And then I do celebrate all of my regular ones because that's what my kids and my grandkids and myself have grown up with. And I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah. So, would you say that your reading style from, and I know this is kind of out of order, which
That's
when you
okay.
guys see my interview with Lady Night, she's had me rearrange all of the questions. I love you, Maria. I think it's so cute. But in order to make it more efficient, because mine are all over the place. But um, so as far as your reading style goes with the tarot, when you were younger, did you read it differently? Do you remember than what you read them now?
I feel like I interpret them differently than I do now. Mostly because I'm more mature and I have a better understanding of what the world is and the way the
Yeah.
cards affect us. Look, I have to put my hair up. I'm very sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm going to use this pen right here. Oh, there we go. So, it's really warm here. When I came back from Ohio, it was 80 degrees, and today is like 85, and the heat just keeps rising. So
Mm,
hot.
yeah. Yeah. And being in a trailer also, it always gets hotter. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have an air conditioning unit that I can turn on, but I want to wait until it's super hot to do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, do you remember your dreams or do you do any kind of dream work?
I don't do dream work. I have a very hard time remembering my dreams. I struggle to remember them. And when I do remember them, it's usually not a good thing.
Mm.
I think I probably block them, just to be honest, because I don't want to know other people's shit. That's just
Oh,
odd.
I gotcha. So you do get like prophetic stuff and you
Yes.
just don't.
Typically, if I'm
Okay.
having a dream and I remember it, it's already happened or it's about to happen. And yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. So, is there a time period that you feel drawn to other than now?
Uh, I would like it to be the days where money didn't exist and we just bartered stuff. I don't know what time period that is, but I feel like I might have been like a past life then before cars and planes. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm just drawn to when things were simpler.
Yeah. Like farming your own land and
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, were you raised in the path that you're on or did you veer off from your family?
I veered off from my family. My mom is very Christian. My dad was never really in the picture. And I did go to church and study the Bible and stuff. And then when I was 16, I started babysitting for this lady's little boy, and she was very Wiccan. And I asked her lots of questions. She was open, honest, and then I just went from there and started to read more, study more, and I changed. A lot of that was shock value for my mom. Not gonna lie. But then as I got older and more mature, I continued to do those things. So
were
here I
you a
am.
rebellious teenager then?
I mean, I was an asshole.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. It's
I
true.
think most of us are as teenagers, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I did not care what anybody thought or said about it. And I was
Mhm.
probably pretty mean to my mom. So we have a good
Yep.
relationship.
Right. I've had friends that are going through certain things with their kids now, and I'm just like, I don't want you to take it personally because I don't know one parent that hasn't gone through that
Mhm.
with their kids at a certain
You're right.
stage in their life.
That's
Because,
absolutely true. And my boys
yeah,
paid me in spades for how ugly I was to my mom when I was a teenager. I
karma.
will say
It's a
this.
thing called karma.
My girls are really well behaved. They're super mouthy and bitchy, but that's girls, right? My
Yeah.
boys, so my girls never did nothing real bad. They didn't sneak out. They didn't do those types of things that I did do. So thank goodness for that. But my boys, like I said, in spades.
Oh boy. The joys of parenthood. We have to
I
just keep
know.
telling ourselves it's a joy.
I mean, there's a lot of
So
joy points of it, though. It's not all
there
bad.
is. I just
But
joke. I
when
just
the
joke.
boys
But
like
it's not like when
football
you're
or
pregnant. Like when
yeah,
you're pregnant and they say, "Oh, you're glowing." I'm thinking, if you would have only seen me 15 minutes ago when I was, puking my guts out, feeling sick, and I mean, come on, it's
you're
not all what
absolutely
they hype it up
yeah.
to be.
I think people just
But
like to tell pregnant women they have a glow because they're sweaty from the extra life they're procreating. It
yeah,
just makes them feel good.
I mean, for me, when I was pregnant, I could not even get anywhere near sausage.
Really.
Oh, just the smell of it? No, I actually lost 30 pounds when I was pregnant with my son instead of gaining weight because I was sick the whole time practically. 1 month I wasn't sick.
When you're sick like that for 9 months, there's a name for it. I can't remember because I had that with all of my kids too. Like I was
Mm.
sick the entire time. I still function and stuff, but everything I ate, I threw up at least halfway through the meal. Then I would have to finish after, as gross as that sounds.
That
But
is pregnancy for some. Some
yeah,
it was great
it's
and
an
they had no
actual
problems
reaction with your body. I can't
birthing
remember
and
what that's called. There's a name for it.
I don't know, but I know it was difficult.
Yes, agreed.
So do you feel spiritually supported by your family now?
My husband and my kids and my friends, yes. My mom, she quit preaching at me a while ago. Like she doesn't really care for what I do. Like she doesn't like it and she really wants me to go to church, but she leaves me alone about
Yeah,
it. So
gotcha.
I have to tell you a funny little story. I buy her angels and stuff for Christmas every year because she collects angels and crosses. And when I see that stuff, I pick it up because that's what she likes. It's live, babe. Just a minute. You can come in if you need to. Anyway, so I went to one of the occult shops in Fort Wayne and I picked her up this very lovely angel that had the nativity scene with it and it said peace and it lights up. It's really pretty, right? And she was like, "Oh, I love this so much." I mean, she calls the occult stores the demon shops. So after she opened it, I said, "I just want you to know I got that from the demon shop." And she was like, "Oh." I was like, "See, mom, they sell everything for every path. Not, it's not what you think it
Hmm.
is." And
The
after
demon
that,
shop, huh?
she kind of lightened up a little bit.
Reminds me of my grandmother for a second. Every time, not in the same regards, but every time. Do you remember the musical group Meatloaf.
Yes. Yes.
Every time my grandma would come over and she'd want to hear them, she'd go, Susan, put on that hamburger band. That just popped in my head.
Well, she's close, right? Meatloaf's made from hamburgers, so she got it almost right.
Yeah. That's funny. The demon shop, though.
She did call it that. So when I bought her something from there and I told her that's where it came from, then she kind of like was taken aback for a second, and then she settled down because she's like so many Christians, I want to say, are get set in their ways about where they believe this is all evil and worshiping the devil and stuff. It's a lot of misconceptions. And when somebody is as old as my mother is now, and she's been on the same path for a long time, is very hard for her to understand. But now that she's a little more willing to listen to me, I think she's getting it that while she still doesn't agree and she still wants me in the church, she's more respectful and leaves me alone about it. And she lets me do my thing.
Right on. It's not easy because, I mean, and not all Christians are like this, but yeah, and many of the churches, they really do say, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. So they're just doing what they think is right. It's not that they're trying to be bad people or judgmental people. That's what they're told.
Right. Yeah.
And they think that they're helping to save your soul. I mean, seriously. If you could have a deep conversation with anyone during any time in history, who would it be and why?
I would go back to before my son died and try to have a conversation with him. That's so easy for me to answer.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, I can't really say too much to that. I mean, what do I say to that other than, yeah, I completely understand. That would probably be my situation. No parent should have to go through that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
So if you could go to any event in history, what would it be and why?
Okay. Okay. Any event in history. It would probably be the same. I think I would go back to before I had children and try to warn myself about what I should or should not do and make some desperate changes. I mean,
okay. All right. And the last one. What do you wish to gain from your channel?
I don't know that I wish to gain anything from my channel. I just wish to share with other people. Maybe I do, because since I've started on my channel and really immersed myself, I have found a group of witches that I love having communication with, such as yourself. We talk about all kinds of things, not just witchy things. It's like having a community that is lacking a lot in the pagan community because we don't have churches and such. I miss church just for the community that you get from it. And I am gaining that from my channel. So maybe I do. That would have to be it, the community.
Right on. So that was the last question. You know what? You were one of the fastest ones that has gotten through all these questions really fast. So I love it. However, if you're willing, I would like to open it up if anybody has any questions for you.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Let her have it, guys.
Hi, Trish. How are you? She's on.
Hi, Trish. How you doing, sweetie? We were talking about you earlier, talking about how much we love you.
Yes, we did. You're right, Lady Knight of Avalon. It is it's like the witchy church of YouTube. And I definitely appreciate having other witches to communicate with, and they understand what I'm talking about, and we can be open and honest about our spiritual beliefs.
Right on.
I'd love to know about your tattoo. Okay, so wrong side because it's on the camera. So this is my son's name and his birthday and his death date, and then it's a large wrong side, a large raven with a skull in the back. My son did tattoos. He was huge into skulls. So, and it's not finished. This is about 8 hours, and I need about 8 more hours.
Oh,
It's very large and expensive. So that's what
was
that
that really
is.
painful right there?
Like up here on my neck, it is. Oops, I keep doing that. When you get further, because this goes all the way down, like when you get closer
Oh,
into my
wow.
armpit, it was. And then right here in the middle of my sternum was, and this on my sternum was. But the rest of it's not because it's a lot of fatty tissue.
Gotcha. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So does anybody else have any questions for her?
You're definitely not too old to get a sleeve. If I could afford sleeves right now, I would go. Well, not right now because nothing's open. You have to
Right.
wait. I would get sleeves. Oh, you're
Yeah,
welcome, and thank you for
definitely.
asking.
Definitely. I am actually probably going to get my first tattoo at 50 when I
Hey,
turn
there's
50.
nothing wrong with it. I have several tattoos. I have like 8. I have one on each
Yeah.
leg, one on each arm, and this is actually a cover up. So I
Oh.
have one on my back. I would never show the one on my back. It's on my lower back. I got it when I was 19. My kids call it a tramp stamp. That's not what I got it for, but that's what they call it.
uh,
So
a
this
tramp
this
stamp,
one
huh?
on this side is the triple moon. And then my
Very
husband's
cool.
name is on this side. And then on my leg over here, I have Lucky Bear Care Bear, and it's got all of my kids' names. Now, when I first got this, me and my husband had just got together, and his daughter, Michaela, which is now mine because I've raised her since she was 7, she was very upset because I didn't have her name on my leg. But we had just got together. So then a few years ago, as a surprise for her, I went to the tattoo shop. And then on this leg, I have a very large fairy with her name on it. And it's just her tattoo all for herself.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So
That's so sweet.
all of my tattoos have meaning. Every one I've ever had tattooed on me means something.
Yeah. I don't even know what to get yet. I haven't even thought about that. My daughter's got a few of them now. I think she's got like 4 tattoos. Not sure. And then my nieces have tattoos. My husband and I, neither of us have tattoos.
My
We're about as
son
straight laced as
did
you can get.
tattoos, and I would not let him give me one. I wanted him to practice a little more, and now I feel terrible about that. But my daughter-in-law
Mm.
has several tattoos he had done for her, and I had thought about maybe getting a picture of that and having a tattoo artist replicate one of them and then sticking it on me because it's his own drawing, his
Oh,
own tattoo, and then having it done. I do have a lot of his tattoo stuff and his drawings anyway, so I might be able to do that in some way.
that sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
How many tattoos do you have, Trish? How many tattoos does everybody have?
Yeah.
We want to know.
We do. We're nosy.
That's right. 10
So,
seconds later. Oh, yeah, you're seeing it on the other
oh,
one.
thank you guys. When I look down, I'm looking at the screen so I can see what you're saying. You have none. You have 4.
Okay. You have
Lady
none.
Night at Avalon, the tattoos hurt only in certain areas. Like the ones on your arm are not really painful at all. And the ones on my legs, because they're like on the side of my leg down by my calf, those were not painful either. The
My
one on my
daughter said
back,
that once you get like around here, like around your wrist and stuff, it's more painful. But like
yes.
right here and stuff, it's not. Or, like on your arms, it's not. Or up here, it's not. But
Yeah.
down here, it is.
Anywhere you have a lot of fat or it's thicker, those do not hurt. But like on where your
I'm
bones are,
probably
ooh,
okay everywhere
no, I promise that's not
then.
true.
I'm
I
just- hey, if this fat can come in good for something, I'm there. Okay, just saying. Oh, 5, you forgot about one. Okay.
Mhm. Hey, that's easy to do. Sometimes you don't even think about it. Like somebody's like, how many tattoos? And it's easy to forget one. And then you're like, oh yeah, shit, I did have one there.
Yeah.
They're just art. It's a art form expression is what I feel about tattoos. Yeah, Johnny, that sounds like some really good tattoos. Your chest bone, yeah, that's on my
Tattoo
sternum.
on my
That's
right
what
arm.
that was painful right there, and on my neck. I keep wrong side because I'm looking at the camera. You guys
I
have to
know it's
excuse me.
backwards
Hmm.
to get inside the wrist. I think white tattoos would be cool, except for you wouldn't hardly see it on me because my skin is so pale,
White
so I would have
tattoos
to get
fade.
something.
White color fades very quickly too. And the only other suggestion I would make is because as we get older, our skin has a less elasticity. You go to a professional tattoo artist who knows how to work with our age group skin because it is very different than working with somebody my daughter-in-law's age. Our skin
Right.
is not.
Glow in the dark tattoos. Oh my gosh.
They have all kinds. Like some tattoo artists would have put my son's ashes in this tattoo, but and I thought about doing that because I thought that would be really amazing. But the tattoo artist I went to said that's really unhealthy, and lots of people that do that
Right.
get fat infections. I mean, I paid $150 an hour, and I have 8 hours in this tattoo. Can you imagine if it would have got ruined? The artwork
No.
on your skin is extremely expensive.
And the pain that you could maybe incur from that, of
Yeah,
getting a big skin infection like that.
yeah,
Your son wouldn't have wanted that for you.
no,
No.
no, no.
The
But when everybody was tossing around the idea, it sounded amazing, right? My son did tattoos.
yeah,
He loved tattoos, stuff like that. So getting ink with his ashes would have been amazing. But no, I did not
yeah.
do that because I was told it was a very horrible idea.
I've seen black light tattoos, but that can't be healthy. Black light. Oh, where they run a black light and you can see it. I gotcha. Tried to give myself a tattoo when I was younger, but gave myself, oh my gosh, ink poisoning.
My son was
Uh-uh.
19, Trish, and he died in a motorcycle accident.
How long ago was that for you, honey?
He died in 2017.
Oh, yeah. I am so sorry. No
Um,
mama should have to go through that.
no, it took me a very long time to, uh, yeah. I mean, that first year, I felt like I was doing amazing, right? But I was so busy I had my grandkids and then my daughter-in-law, and her and my son have been together since they were 14 and 15. And that was our whole future was together. So I was so busy taking care of everybody else, I didn't have time. And then when she got her shit together and she didn't need me near as much, I was lost. And that
Mhm.
second year was like the roughest year, but things have been better now. So that's it.
Have you ever do you ever feel him around you, or has he ever
Absolutely.
come to you in dreams that you remember?
He comes around quite frequently.
Oh,
That is difficult. It's very difficult. It makes me cry every time. I don't,
all
it's
right. Well, we don't
difficult.
have to talk about that. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. That's okay. I mean, I think it's pretty normal for people to have questions, especially since we are talking about occult stuff. It's pretty normal to have some medium abilities, and everybody believes in spirits and stuff like that. So it's completely okay that you ask questions. It's just very difficult sometimes to talk about. And yeah, if we were having a
Okay.
private conversation, you can feel free to ask me all the questions you want, because then if I cry and shit like that, it'll, you know what I mean?
The ugly cry face. I'm like the queen of that. No, I don't want to show that.
Right.
It's like not good. Um, yeah, every parent's worst nightmare. And you're right, Rochelle. No parent should ever have to
I
endure that.
wouldn't,
I agree. Not just mom, but
I
dad
would
too.
never wish what happened on any person, even the worst person in the entire world. I would never wish them to lose a child. Never.
No, Nope. I always want to go before my kids. I want to go before everybody, okay? So they can throw me a party, you know? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you cry, then hey, I'm in that group. Exactly. Somebody cries, we all cry, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that how it works?
it does work like that.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions for Jessica? And let me do this really quick. Oh, I think I already got it here. That is her channel, guys. Go and check it out. Yeah, there's this new thing. Before, you used to be able in chat to the three dots next to it, click on that and send it
Mhm.
over to your channel. Well, they don't, YouTube doesn't let you do that anymore. So now you have to type it in. And I mean, granted, you have enough subscribers that I can type in your name and easily find you. But there's some channels that are smaller channels that you can't even type in their name and easily find them on YouTube. Then you have to go back and look at your comments and hope that those comments didn't get removed, because that's been happening a lot lately too.
Right, right. Well, it's because YouTube put out an announcement, just so anybody else that has a channel can know this. Um, YouTube put out an announcement that they don't have as many people working because of the coronavirus thing, and their computers are doing it, and that if something disappears and it wasn't supposed to, it could come back. You just got to wait for them to um, review it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I seen that they're doing a new thing when we monetize our videos, that you have to answer like a gazillion questions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. To make sure that it's monetizable. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
this one I'm going to have to put that I said the word damn.
You should still be able to monetize for that. They're looking more
Yeah.
for and make sure you're labeling it not for children, which all of mine are
Always.
labeled that. But
Yeah.
you know, they're looking more for like violence, anything that's sensitive, anything that's not PC worthy,
Hmm.
that type of thing. So I think you're completely okay. I know when I did the DIY yesterday for the pentagram, it gave me limited availability for monetize, and then about an hour later it changed to regular availability, simply because the word pentagram was in it.
Yeah.
I don't even get upset anymore. I don't care. Like, all right, YouTube,
Yeah.
thank you.
I hear you.
I do have a video coming out today, though.
And
I,
what's that
I
one
have it up,
on?
but I'm gonna do it after our thing. It's a DIY on the elements using those frames right there. Not those
Very
frames, but
cool.
frames just like that. So
Awesome.
I just want to let you know, because you were talking about doing yours. This might be a DIY, and it's almost all Dollar Tree as usual. So
Fantastic. I think they are kind of back because all the bots comments for my videos are gone. Oh, does that mean I have to watch my language when I'm interviewed by you? Yes. Yeah. No
my
F bombs.
favorite,
Okay. As long as
yeah.
there's really like no F bombs, you're all right. Like the simple like shit, damn, you're all
Does
right. But
everybody else have trouble when they're doing something not to say that, like not to cuss? Because I definitely have that problem too. Like I have to
oh yeah,
record.
if people only knew how bad my potty mouth really is. I mean, it's bad. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I am like jonesing for Dollar Tree. And I've been wanting to go to Dollar Tree for like a month now. It's like craziness. And you want it more when you can't. It's
I
terrible.
go to
You have
Dollar
to go
Tree.
through
Look, Rochelle, I know we have a different opinion on the coronavirus, but I'm just gonna tell you, I go to the Dollar Tree every chance I get. I'm sorry. I'm not encouraging anybody else to do that. I'm just telling you that I do still go. I can't, I would go stir crazy if I do not have what I need to do what I'm trying to do. So it's mandatory for me.
Hey, I hear you. I do. And I think that depends on what kind of activity you have going on in your community. you know, how bad the spread is in your community, whether or not it's worth it to bring it home to somebody else, yada, yada, yada.
As
You don't
far as
have
I
it really bad where
know,
you're at, right?
as far as I know, up here there has not been any cases. So,
Exactly.
right.
If it was like swarming all over the place and you had 1,000 people in your community that had it, would you think twice about going to the Dollar
I
Tree?
mean, I wouldn't go. I just wouldn't
Exactly.
go.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Michigan, there's like 36,000 people in Michigan that have
Yeah,
it, you know, and some of those communities are an hour away from me. So, and it's growing every day here. God forbid, I don't want to turn it on to this kind of topic on here, but
right,
so it's, I can't say I'm going to go in because if I have it and I'm going in there to give it to somebody else, I just, for crafts, I just can't do it.
right,
There's a part of me that says I can't do it, you know? Not
right.
that I don't want to, I just morally I can't do it right.
I understand.
But yeah. The no swearing is gonna be a challenge. I'm sure you'll be fine. Sure you'll be fine. I don't hear you cussing up a storm on your channel, Jen. But it is a challenge for me
Does
because
she do
I
them live or does she re-record like I do and re-record them 50,000 times?
she does both. Yeah, she does both.
I've never went live. I've thought about it. But then
Yeah.
I told everybody here not to come back, and then my husband did anyway. And then he heard his Harley started because they were getting. I was like, it was like only an hour, babe.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been an hour and 16. I think
Right.
we pretty much everybody you know, asked the questions they wanted to ask.
Well, I
And so
enjoy talking to everybody, and thanks for popping on and seeing what we have to say.
yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Jessica. I have enjoyed it very much.
Me
You know,
too.
I talk anyways, but
I really appreciate you having me on your channel too. I do. I do. Thank
it's
you.
my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So you guys, as I said before, go and check down in the listing or in the
Thank you,
description.
guys.
I have all of Jessica's, you know, Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook group and all that. So go and check it out and check out her channel, okay? And thank you guys for coming. I love you guys so much. And I'm
Everybody
looking
have a great
forward
day.
to Jen, I'm looking forward to your interview that's coming up soon. And Maria, yours is coming up soon. I'm excited.
I'm
So
excited to see those too.
yeah. So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And we're sending you love and light.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.